And we can start the last part, which, you know, sometimes happens and sometimes doesn't. But it's just an opportunity, if there are any questions that anyone has, an opportunity to ask them, share them. Do you feel that your question has been answered, Carleen?
Yes, Christine, thank you. I have
Good,
got
good.
answers. Thank you. Thank you very
Thank you.
much.
Okay, my pleasure. Okay, so everybody, Anita, you have a question?
Yes, what we were speaking about before the meditation,
Yeah.
I was just wondering if maybe say next year, when all the teachers who teach and give attunements of Reiki or angelic Reiki, do you think if the recipients have had the V, if there's going to be any difference in how it feels to give and how it feels to receive?
That's a very, very important question, Anita. Thank you. And it is something that a group of us are considering, and possible protocols, etc., for yeah, to
Okay.
so absolutely, it is a very interesting one, very, very interesting one for Angelic Reiki, because the process, it looks as if the process um, of that
Prayers may differ.
has created that disconnection from soul self. And of course, Angelic Reiki is about connection to soul self. That is the first law of healing, that all disease is simply a disconnection from soul self. So all healing is simply a reconnection, not a fixing, just that invitation to reconnect. So it may be that Angelic Reiki has something very particular to offer, and we need to look at ways of embracing that.
Oh,
Thank you for your question, Anita, a
thank
very
you.
important one. And and it may be that actually quite soon put out a document, some information, guidelines and support around that. Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, thank you. Nikki, did you have a question?
I just wanted to, share something during this healing. Thank you for this healing, everyone. It was very, very powerful. I got a message that I wanted to let everyone know, that the angels want you all to know that no matter how everyone feels about themselves, what we do here and what each one of us does is really very important. I felt this really strongly in this healing, that everyone, each one of you is really, really important for everything you do. And what we did also today and every Sunday is very important. I was crying my eyes out. It was a very strong message from the angels, and I just wanted to let everyone know. And thank you all so much. And a small question from the previous conversation, Christine, with the protection. I protect myself very strongly with Archangel Michael and Zadkiel. And I wanted to ask if you think that this protection is not enough. I mean, I sometimes use the black flame, but normally use, I mean, so the black flame of Zavkiel, or I can invoke Zavkiel, for example.
All equal to the hour.
Thank you.
So ball here, I've just thrown.
Yeah, thank you.
Make sure you catch it, okay? Jane Lee, have a
really, but and it's just been triggered by Nisa. This is about having therapy such as social reflective, for example, from people that have been mad, you know, whether
vaccine. Yes.
yeah, it's just
Well,
a comment, really. I mean, my view is that looking after yourself. I mean, we have to, at the moment, live in a world with people that have been and those who haven't, and we have to embrace and love everybody. And I would have thought that that would be enough to protect us, as well as obviously taking the precautions of boosting your immune system with the right vitamins. And I know that I've been taking the C19 nosode remedy for over a year now. But you know, that's another thought, you know, as well. Just throwing that into the mix, basically. And if you've got any comments,
So,
Christine.
I put in the chat a link to Christina Northrop, Dr. Christina Northrop. She is a medical doctor. She is very, very well known. She has had a very specific focus on female issues and been a New York bestseller with a number of books, women's bodies, women's freedom, women's power kind of thing. And it's a very interesting conversation between her and a Australian interviewer. So if you go on the chat and if you copy paste it and just put it now in your search engine, then you can, you can just put it in your address thing, and it's there to go to if you want. That's the quickest way.
Thank you.
And at the end, she states her position on that, and it's so. But what I yes, just to give just to respond specifically to your comment. Thank you, Jane Lee. Unconditional love does not lack discernment, and unconditional love is a benevolent, compassionate acceptance without judgment. And if that does not mean that I abdicate my autonomy and my right to keep the company I want to keep. It's just like, bring everything down to you're having a party and you can welcome everybody, and then there can be at some point somebody and you say, sorry, home. You do not fit. We do not have to tolerate inappropriate energy. We can have compassion, understanding, acceptance. Unconditional love is a very, very funny thing. It's not necessarily sweet and nice. It has absolute discernment in it. Christiane Northrop, who is a very very compassionate, very powerful, very, very spiritual woman, says at the end of that interview, I want no one who has been vaccinated to come in my house, cook my food, or keep my company. That's her stance on it. Ooh. And it is not with and she quotes somebody that I can't remember the name, but it's somebody else that does podcasts, etc. And that person has said to their family, you have a choice. I've given you, their adult family, you have a choice. I've given you all the information. I can do no more. If you choose and you're ill, don't come to me. And she said that to her children. You made a choice. We've got to grow up and claim our choices. It's in us to not be victims, and absolutely to claim our autonomy. Hyacinthus, you have a question.
So yes, thank you for the meditation. It was wonderful. What keeps coming to my mind, and it came throughout the meditation as well, was what about those people that did have the vaccine, but had it unintentionally? Even those that are grown up and had a full conscious decision to it, but then did not engage to the spirit yet, they might engage in 5 years and actually realize that what they did was harmful to their spirit. Will, for these people, be any remedy to reconnect to their soul, given the definition of what healing is?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'll give you an overview of an answer. The full depth of the answer I will kind of publish, as it were. I think, and you may have seen this, that, so my theory is, because it's okay, where to start? There's so much here. I am very interested that the number of people who have gone ahead in Canada, Europe, Australia, and the whole connection to it, that it's a place in the culture and society and the community and everything, is totally different to many other places. It's supposed to be a worldwide event, and there are great differences. I was talking to somebody in Malaysia and said, how are things there? And her comment was that to actually get it, you've to sign up, and most people are not bothering because they can't see the point, because it doesn't change anything. So, like that's where Malaysia is, which is quite different to how places in, that I'm fairly familiar with, like Greece, England, Canada, and United States. I mean, it's not like the same world. And I think what has actually happened, especially if you've experienced like I have, very, very wise, aware people just turning into a lemming. And I think it's been programming. And I think that programming has come through the television. And there has been actually well, as a technique where there can be a trigger. Somebody's pre-programmed to respond to a trigger, and when that trigger is set off, they go do something. This is how they get people to be assassins. They're just a normal person, but they've had mind control and programming, and they're just perhaps shopping, and then they'll see somebody. I call it the red scarf syndrome. They'll see somebody with the red scarf that just puts it around their neck, something like that, and they are an assassin. They've totally flipped, and I think that's been done. And that's the people that you see that you think, why on the earth have they gone down that road? And therefore that is against divine will. That's against divine law, that people should be manipulated to that extent. Therefore, they have not contracted to do it. Therefore, although things can seem very split and very black and white and very damning on one side, I don't believe that the divine intends, it's just not okay for that. Okay, please forgive me, Stephanie and Isabel, but we need to bring it to a close today. Thank you. So yes, so please keep your eyes out. Guys, please keep your eyes out. Please keep your eyes open for messages. You can keep your eyes out as well if you want. For messages about ideas, protocols, etc. That there's a group of us working on that, and there's a discussion group that we've got. So we are, I am with support working on all of this. So,
Christine, sorry, before we go, we couldn't find in the chat box what you'd put about Dr. Northrup. Thank you.
Oh, okay, there we are. That's because I put it there, but then I didn't post it. Sorry about that. It is now there. Okay, hope you've had time to copy paste that, to actually get that, retrieve that. So again, thank you for joining us, and invite you to send thank you to everybody else. It's a privilege and a pleasure for us to join together. So much love to everyone. Thank you, and see you next week. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye.